Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Amy. Today we are doing a Dutch door spread for a patron. This is for Kim. So we are going to go ahead and look at the journal that she chose and talk about her theme and then start setting it up. So she wanted an 8x8 journal, which I love because it gives us a little extra space to play around. So this is from Archer and Olive, and it's the Wild Periwinkle journal, and actually 2 patrons recently picked this one out, so I don't know if it's still available, but it's a very popular one. As always, if there's any brands that I mention, if I have affiliate links or discount codes for you, it'll all be listed down below. But look at how gorgeous this is. It has 2 different colors embossed into this. We've got this like darker blue, and then we have the white. So it is so pretty. We've got this like nice edge down the side and nothing on the back. All right, so as always, Archer and Olive has great journals. They are 160 GSM, which is what I look for Dutch doors because they're nice and sturdy when you make lots of cuts and folds and things like that. All right, we've got our 2 bookmarks as well. This is all a nice light dot grid. And then we have a pocket in the back. Okay, so what Kim requested is, well, she said I could do anything that I wanted, and she gave a long list of things that she likes. Specifically, she said maybe do some slanted Dutch doors, so that's what we'll do today. And she gave off a ton of different theme ideas, and I chose to go with kind of a spring theme with baby animals. Now, as we're doing this, we have to keep in mind that this is a notebook for her Bible study stuff. So she is going to be writing down a Bible verse, where it's from, and the date in it. So she specifically needs 3 boxes on each page and said lots of decorations. So we're not necessarily going to leave as much space, potentially, as we always do for like free writing in your journal and stuff like that. So I have to keep that in mind as I'm decorating this and setting it up. But I chose out Spring Days from Planything to use these baby farm animals because she said she loves them. So that'll be one of the Dutch doors. Then I figured we'd also use these bunnies and ducks because they're more baby animals and they're very cute. And she is starting this in April, so it's perfect. All right, then we have some wildflowers that'll match. So that'll be another Dutch door page. And then we are not going to use these boxes because we will not have enough. So we are going to use Mojo Jojo Plans, which has a ton of great boxes. I grabbed the spring boxes sticker book, but if it's not quite working with these, we can just grab the black boxes, which always go with everything. Then if we don't have enough stickers in here, I thought there were a few themes in the Keleva Plan sticker book that might go with it. Like this is nice and light, so that's some other florals. There were some more baby animals somewhere. These florals were also nice and light. Here are some baby animals. It's a little different, but it would do if we're trying to bring in more baby animals. So I think we could make it work. I also did grab the scrapbook paper that matches the sticker book. It came in the Planything subscription kit, just in case we want to make either some pockets or flaps or anything like that. I don't know that we do, but I just grabbed it just in case. Then I grabbed some spring washi tapes. As we do the slanted Dutch doors, I might change my mind and pick some other things, but we'll go with these for now. These 2 are from my shop. This one is from Daily Grind Planner. So this is a 6mm tape. This appears to be an 8mm tape, and this is a 10mm tape. This one comes in a set of 6 like cool tone rainbow kind of, almost pastel. In my shop it's called Gossamer Glow, and I really love that set. This is just a one-off purple tape from my shop. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So the past couple of slanted Dutch doors that I've done, I have done them as slanted Dutch doors with a faux Dutch door in the middle, and we're not going to do that this time. We're just going to slant them all the way over. So have it like alternate this way to this way to this way and so on all the way over. So to do that, I think we're going to plan on 4 doors. So this first one is not going to go, we're not going to make them go like exactly perfectly. We're going to go like this so the next one can go like that. Does that make sense? So in order to start, we are just going to use a thin tape at first and just pick our spot. And we're going to have to try to match this all the way across. This is just, I'm not really thinking too hard about this. This is just what we're doing. And we'll go from there. All right. So trim these off, and then we're going to start laying down some stickers with it. For Slanted Dutch doors, it's easiest to lay down a piece of washi tape so you have a really nice straight line. And we can either put down the stickers and then take up the washi tape so that we don't have any line, or we can cut them so that there's this nice line right here, just as like a border kind of. So we're gonna do these first, and I think we're gonna end up, do I want to peel this up or leave it? I think I might want to leave it to bring in some blue. So we're gonna sort it out and maybe trim a few sections as we put things over it. But we do have, just as I'm talking through all this, we have 2 pages of each of these. So I'm gonna choose the most symmetrical type items. Like these are mirror images. These are, I think, mirror images, pretty close. These are. So we're gonna use those as we go down this page. Okay. Also this, because that's perfect. So what we're gonna do, this is just requiring a little bit of thought process because we're gonna put it like this, and then we have to trim around the tape. So, but I do want the tape in there to add that blue, as I said. That'll make the most sense for helping us get in blue with like florals and with boxes and stuff like that. So we're gonna do it like that. And then let's just start putting things in. I might actually have this like this, and I kind of know where it's going. So I'm just gonna start putting things down, and then we'll peel it from the other side too. So as I'm looking at this, we chose the goose, so we can't have that. Let's have another little one following. Is it a duck? It might be a duck, guys. I'm still fasting. My brain isn't totally there. But we've got our little animals. And now, let's see, this one's bigger than those, so we're not going to do that. We can put those like on other pieces throughout. We're just going to have them like coming out of this, not all the way completely lined up, but just doing its thing. We'll trim all of them at the end once we've done that. Okay, so we got that. What do we have that are facing different directions? Now, these are similar. They're not the exact same shape. This one's the slightly bigger one, so I'm gonna put it here. Yeah. We can get some eggs. Oh, the ladybug, of course, is a great one to have in. I'm just trying to keep things lined up. And then the little butterfly. Okay, let's see how, oops, I went way too far over. But I can move things. Okay. This would have been a good spot for the undo because that one wanted to peel up, but I have lost it. I cleaned, I cleaned my craft room, and then of course there's some things that I don't know where they went. So I'll find it eventually. If you don't know, undo is a liquid that you can buy online. I haven't ever seen it in stores. You can buy it online like Amazon and stuff. But what it does is that you pour it on something that's got adhesive, and it helps you bring it up without any messing up the page or ripping or anything. When it dries, there's no like residue on the page, it looks completely normal, and the sticker you pulled up can be reused. It's still sticky. So it's kind of like magical. But yeah, I don't know where mine went. I'll find it. I always do. Might just take a couple weeks. I did a whole craft room cleanup, and of course there are a couple things that now I can't find. But it is a lot better overall. Okay, so there we go with this. We've got all these little animals coming out. We're gonna go this way with some other animals and then have florals and florals at the back. I think that'll look really nice. So, where is my cutting mat? Here we go. We'll use the gyro cut here. You can use anything. It takes a lot more work to just use scissors because you have to lift up the page, turn the notebook, all those things, but you definitely can do it. You don't need to rush out and buy a ton of supplies in order to make Dutch doors. And if you do get a gyro cut, there is a learning curve, so don't expect it to just like work like I'm doing it right now, because you have to practice. I would recommend getting a couple different like paper types and things, and like a cardstock, a printer paper, get some washi tape, and just practice cutting them, because you require different amounts of pressure in order to cut different things, right? So if you just want to cut the washi tape without cutting through the page, that's a very different amount of pressure than cutting through this 160 GSM paper. So practice, practice, practice. It'll get easier with time. And I don't even like cut it perfectly. You can see I'm pulling a few places, and I'm going to have a couple pieces of like fluff, as I call it, that I have to pull up on the edges. Like right in here, there's a little fluff, so I'll fix that up. There's a little piece of sticker coming up right there, so I will get some double-sided tape, if I can find any, as I throw lots of stuff everywhere off my little desk. Stick that back down. Okay. And here we go. So now that we have our cuts, we know where everything is. It's going to be faster to put down stickers and then do the tape, so I don't have to like peel it up and stuff. So I'm just gonna find the semi-matching stickers. They're not like 100% symmetrical, but they're pretty close. And just start putting them down. And some of them I will have to trim off some of the like plastic clear part, because as I said, they're not perfectly symmetrical and I don't want that plastic coming over the edge. Okay. When you're making cuts like this, sometimes the washi tape doesn't want to stay down because it's suddenly got a very thin edge of what to hold on to, essentially. So you may find that you need to tape down just a piece of washi tape. Okay, so this one is a little bit off from what the other one was, because you have to take into account all of those. So in a minute, we're gonna go find one little flower stalk to put right there and fill the gap, or something. Okay, circle of eggs. So we will have to tamp down a few edges of washi tape, because washi tape is not as sticky as, like, you know, packing tape or scotch tape or any of those things. So when you suddenly have like a pointed corner, there's not a lot of sticky for the tape to like hold on to. So sometimes it just needs a little extra adhesive when you're making all those fancy little cuts. So totally normal, happens with every tape, less so with PET tape. PET tape is a little bit stronger than washi tape. Okay, let's get all these little areas trimmed and then do the tape and secure anything that's sticking up. All right, let's go. Let's do it. Oh, before we do, little tiny flower. We've got all these pieces here. So let's just grab one. Do it like that. That'll just fill that gap nicely and kind of be like a throw, like a little sneak peek at one of the other Dutch doors. Okay, now this all rolled up because I had unrolled it. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so I'm just going all the way to here, and then we'll trim all the things. So if you didn't see, I had a video in my last video that was something I called the anti-scroll journal, and I actually found it from the Journal Corner. Someone messaged me about it to show me, and so I went and checked it out, and it was a really cool idea. The idea is to, instead of reaching for your phone to, when you feel that urge to scroll, to open up a notebook and write something down about what's going on in the moment. And so it helps you kind of work on stopping that scroll. So I thought that was a really cool idea. So I'm pointing this out now because I lifted up this piece of washi, whoops. Because if you're looking for a reason to use another notebook, or you don't really want to make Dutch doors or something like that, that's a cool way to use another notebook. And I'm using it day by day. I'm doing little decorations as I go, and I'm not like putting a lot of thought into it. I'm not making Dutch doors. I'm not planning ahead. I'm just writing things down. And it's a cool low stakes way to write down, oh my gosh, it randomly started snowing on Friday, March 13th. And it was the first snow of the year. Or my kid says something really funny. Or I started reading a book, or some big current event happened. And it's not something necessarily that I'll remember. You know, if I'm filling out my journal at the end of the day or the next day, seeing if anything's coming up. This one's going to come up, I think. So it's a really fun concept for, you know, helping you remember the little moments and to retrain your brain when it wants to just open your phone and just like start scrolling, to like open a notebook instead. I think it's a really cool concept. Okay, so we did this. That looks pretty cool. We are going to have these ones next. They're a little bit bigger, but that's okay. It's going to be the baby animal thing. We're going to go this way because we've got these and the pink bow there. We're going to use this one. And again, we're going to go with, let's see, I'm trying to make it somewhat even with where it starts and stops. We are going to put this down first and then put these underneath because they're clear stickers and all of that. Trying to see, because these form like this. That looks pretty even. I mean, without measuring, I'm not going to get it right. I don't think it's perfect, but it'll do. Okay, so looking at these animals. So these are not symmetrical. These are facing the same way. These are facing the same way. These are facing opposite ways. And while it's a little bit different, they might work out. So we're going to do our best and go from there. Okay, so these two will go together. These two will go together. Big one will go in the front. We'll do some eggs. This will work. Okay, we're going to do our best. And we don't need to put them the entire way down because we have washi tape too. So I like the ones that are like facing outward. So we're going to do this one here. Now this one, when you do it like this, you're not going to see. But I do want that one there. So I want another one like over here. This one might be a little too big for that though. Okay, so we need that one. Thinking it through. Okay, let's get the duck in. I think the duck will look nice. I think putting it this way. And then eggs are going to be easy for that. See, these paws might sort of line up with these paws. I'm just thinking that through. So if we do that, what if we put this one with the paws sticking out and do our best? We'll see. Okay, and then let's get one egg in there because that'll be something that is easy for this Dutch door. Okay, so we've got our little animals and we are going to decorate, you know, this whole thing up, but at first we always do our little frame. Okay. We have that. There's a little clear part right there. Suddenly I was like, oh my God, am I filming? Yes, I'm filming. I've done that before. I thought I filmed an entire video, had nothing. So, had to check. All right. Okay, now we have this funny little gap right here. I'm not going to put anything in it right now. I'm not going to cut it out. I'm not going to put anything in it. I'm going to see how things play out and then decide what to do later. So we will go ahead and trim this. And again, on that back side, the duck that's going to go here is going to be smaller than this duck. And that is to be expected sometimes. We never expect the back to be as perfect as the front, just because most stickers are not perfectly set up. They're not perfectly symmetrical or made for Dutch doors. So you just do the best you can. Okay. That's so much fun. We've got all our little animals. Okay, so little duck, or yeah, duckling. So you can see it's a lot smaller. We can put some extra stuff in there, or what if we put the little duck like that? Put another little duck here? No, it's gonna be hard to see. Okay. Other thought, just working through some ideas. We can definitely use that duck and decorate around it with some florals, but can we fit this one in a little bit? Ooh, that's gonna fit better. Okay, So it doesn't stick out as far here, but it fills that better. So that is a better fit than the matching duck. Very cool. Okay, then this one we said maybe this bunny with these little paws, it's gonna be upside down though. Do we want that? Or, other idea, see, we get to play with this and try things out. Can any of these ones fit better? Like that might work pretty well. That's number one so far. What about this little guy? Who's just, that fits like perfectly. Look at that. Okay. Now we need an egg. Let's get an egg with a bunny on it because we can. And then we had done this one. And we're gonna see how this kind of opposite faced bunny is doing, where its paws are sticking out. Yeah, that'll do. There's a little gap right there, but there always is. Okay, so line things up as best we can. Let's see, nothing to trim along there. Great. I've never done like animals or people along a slanted Dutch door. I think it's mainly been like abstract things, so this is a fun trial. Let me know if you've tried slanted Dutch doors yet and what theme they were. Okay, so as I'm remembering, we need 3 boxes per page, a large one, a medium one, and a small one. Okay, so that's 2 slanted Dutch doors. Now we're gonna get flowers in and all of that. Okay, so we are first gonna do these flowers. And this one we do definitely need one of these, but I don't want to see it. And also, like when this is closed. Also, this one, we don't have much purple in here. Now, Kim said that one of her favorite colors was purple. We did get the pink in, but there's not a lot of purple in here. So I think I'm actually, let's see, I'm grabbing a couple of things. I have a thin purple. This might go better because it's so tiny. These are 3mm tapes. I got them on Amazon. The blue would match this really well, or just black because we may have black boxes. Let's do black for now, and we can always change it up. Washi tape is easy to peel. Okay, so the hard part about this is I need to get it at this angle without having it be seen as we have it like this. Okay, so let's see how that looks. Okay, so it's just past this blue line, just past that blue line. I think that will do. And what we want is to have this nice straight base to lay all the flowers down on, so that we can have a full wall of flowers coming here. That was hard to do with the animals because I didn't want to cut off their feet or their ears and stuff. But with the flowers, there are no feet or ears, so we're just going to go for it. And we have 2 pages of this. These are somewhat symmetrical, like it kind of comes up and down and up, and flowers are easy to cut off a leaf here or there and just do that, so we're just gonna go with it. So I'm going to do all these straight ones first because these ones mean I don't have to trim anything like on the bottom. And with this wildflower kind of look, if things go over each other, I really don't care because it's wildflowers, right? They're all over each other everywhere. It just makes it one large scene. And then we do need like one little thing there. So I will trim this one to make sure it fits like how I want it to. So we'll do that. Very cool. All right, time to trim this one up and then see what we can do as far as the backside. We may have to trim some of these flowers. We may have to play with it and cut things and grab some of these instead. We'll just find out. When you don't have those perfectly symmetrical stickers, it is kind of like a puzzle, and that's fun. You have to like use your logic and your brain to figure out how to fit it all together. Okay. Look at that. That is so cool. So then we have this, and these really match with that so nicely. And it's a trust the process thing, right? This looks a little empty, but when suddenly they're walking into a field of wildflowers, it looks so much better. So it's a trust the process to like just do the thing. All right, we are going to try to line up this tape because we're doing the wildflowers exactly where it needs to go, so that if we have to put any wildflowers down that don't quite stay straight, we know exactly how to trim them. So this is not a washi tape. This is a whiteboard tape. I have yet to find a 3mm black tape that I can use, like a black washi tape that I can use. So whiteboard tape, you'll find it on Amazon. Where the heck did the little tab go that I can pull up? Oh my God. You guys, I lost it. This is the hardest part. Should we just make a new spot? Oh my God, where is it? Okay, I'm gonna just peel. I might peel up too much of it though. Wait, is that it? Nope. Okay, we're gonna pause. I need to find the end of this. I've lost it. Okay, I literally just used my gyro cut to make a cut on the page to start a new one. Is this gonna come up anywhere? No, it's just still going. That was so weird. Okay. We are gonna try to make a really straight line with what we've done, which is like here. And we are gonna check it. Okay, that bottom one's perfect. The top one needs to move over a tiny bit. I lifted the whole thing up. Oh no. Okay. Let's check that. Too far over now. Oh my gosh. Okay. Put that one here. Hold it so it can't escape. Oh, come on now. The whiteboard tape is a little bit stronger than washi tape. Just an FYI. Caution. Okay. Let's try this again. And as always, I don't take mistakes out of videos, so you guys can see me. That's close enough. You can see me make the mistakes. You can see me try to fix said mistakes. And we can get a really good result still. So, all right, we're just gonna go with that. Good, I started filming again. All right, so This one was technically right there. We're gonna see if it fits. If it doesn't, we'll play around. I mean, it's not gonna be perfect, but we're gonna see if it fits well enough. I'm okay with that. I'm honestly okay with trimming off some of the florals. What I want to avoid is having giant gaps like here and stuff. So we're gonna check it out and see what we can do. Okay. I don't know if you can hear that or not. You might hear water running. I'm in the basement, and I'm right below like our kitchen, and so dishwasher's running. I have no clue if you can hear that on video or not. All right, so this one doesn't fit all the way perfectly, but it's close enough, and what we're gonna do is add a little butterfly from that one right here. There we go, filled the gap. All right. And now this one, this is the one that is more off than others, but honestly, if I layer it like this, we lose the butterfly there. I'll trim a little bit here. We just need to fill that gap. That is not too bad. And let's do that and then put that little butterfly right there. So we have a lot to trim off, you know, along the edges. So I'm going to use the gyro cut in just a second. But first, getting this in. Okay. I don't usually like to use the gyro cut for clear stickers because it's really hard to see, but this is a really loopy page and it would be really hard to do with scissors, so it is much faster this way. And so some florals are going to get cut off, but as always, the back side is not as important as the front side, and it'll all come together still. Okay, we have to trim that and that. The others are fine. Okay, so the question now is, do we have enough flowers left to use these florals on the next Slanted Dutch door, the last Slanted Dutch door, or do we need to use other florals? It's gonna be sparse if we do this. Wait. This bunny has the same florals in it. Is there anything else that like would go with it? The butterflies are a little brighter. These florals are brighter. There's a house. I don't want to put any quotes in. This is for her Bible studies, so I'll let her put all the quotes in, right? Where did those really beige flowers go? These are like a sketch outline. These are more watercolor without outline. Worst case scenario, we could do that, or we could cut out some. All right, so my alarm just went off. I had to go do something, but I'm back now. I think we'll try with the stickers that match and see what we can do. But my alarm going off reminded me of the ridiculousness of this morning. So first, if you guys have kids, whether they're grown or young or somewhere in between, you'll know that there's no rhyme or reason for when a kid decides to have a meltdown, seemingly. So this morning was one of them for my toddler. And so it was a little bit, you know, on edge. I was a little bit on edge trying to get everybody ready for school and all that stuff. So my daughter goes to school first. He's about an hour later. So we were getting her to school. It was raining, so we were going to drive. And we're all in the car. We drive her to school, and I get to school and find I find a plate, a plastic plate with a waffle sitting on top of my car. I had brought his breakfast because he had had the meltdown and hadn't had time to eat before we left. So I had brought it with me to give to him and completely forgot. And so there was a waffle and a plate sitting on top of my car all the way to school. And he didn't remember that he was hungry. And I didn't remember it was there. And it didn't fall off the car. And I have so many questions. Like, why, how did it not fall off the car? And anyways, the waffle was soaked because it's raining. So he didn't get the waffle and we got home. And then I made him another waffle. But just so many questions about that whole ridiculous situation. But yeah, okay, so we have like one more flower on this page than the other page. So I'm going to try not to use that one extra flower and see what we can do. But I just had an idea. This flower is kind of long without a stem. So what if we use it going this way to help fill that space? Make some shorter sections. We can also do that with this one. Okay, I said that way too excitedly. But yeah, that was the ridiculousness of this morning. So, let's see. So thinking that through, we can, instead of cutting them like this, I can cut some of them at the angle, even though they have stems, to lengthen them. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And I think I could reuse that little piece to fill that tiny gap that we have. Perfect. This is going to pull it all together. If I can trim that piece, come on. There we go. Okay, so we haven't cut it yet, but this is what it looks like now. That is so cute. I think I do want to slightly shift the florals out a tiny bit, which means we are going to mainly this one piece. And as I mentioned, I lost where I put the undo, so I'm doing that very carefully and finding a bigger flower to put there, or putting a couple more there to just go all the way around the duck. So let's do this one like, how will that look? Yeah, that's wider. So we'll do that. And I'm saving that other piece I pulled up for the back side. And again, if the flowers like go over each other, I don't think that takes away anything from this spread because they're wildflowers and supposed to be kind of all unruly and all over the place. Okay, so then, perfect. The duck is all around the flowers now. Okay, I'm glad I checked. Okay, we'll go ahead and trim this. And I never speed this up, so you can see how fast I've gotten with the gyro cut. But again, it takes some practice. And then I've also heard, I still haven't bought a knockoff one. I need to test it for y'all. But I have heard that the knockoff ones do not work as well. So if you buy one of the cheapo, like $5 or $10 ones, you may not be able to get the same results. If you buy the full gyro cut set that comes with like the 3 blades that you can interchange, it is going to be quite pricey. But there's a pro one and a not pro one. I like the pro one better, but you can buy it with just 1 blade, and then it's much cheaper than if you buy the one with the 3 blades. So I'll put a link down below of what I recommend, but there are a lot of different options. Okay, now are we going to find the end again? Okay, yes, because that was so weird. Okay, now I have an idea for how to do this. I'm gonna do it from this side and just place that and see if we have a straight line. Not quite a straight line right there, but if I keep my eye on where it should be and then try to lay it back down. The whiteboard tape I found, I like it because I want that black thin tape. And people have suggested, why don't you just manufacture it, since I make my own tapes now. I found nowhere that manufactures tapes this small. The smallest I found is 6 millimeters, so double this size. But the whiteboard tape is the black tape. That's where I found black thin tape, so I'll go with it. But it is easier to get all wiggly than the washi tape for some reason. So who knows? All right, now we are just gonna try to fit things in. Like we have this really thin little one right up there, so that's going to need to be something like this. And in case we move things around as we're doing it, I am not going to trim anything until after, unless I'm trimming it to cut it in half to make these smaller things. Like I know this one I'm going to trim in half, but I want to make sure I have what I need first. So I'm going to put it down. Yeah, that's fine. And then trim it. Come on. I folded over part of it, so let's fix that and then figure out, can this fit anywhere? We can fit it. This is pretty skinny, so it'll fit actually right over that other one and have a little bit of stuff laying over there, but that's okay. All right. We'll probably use that as well. That still does fit pretty well there, but we can put in a little something there maybe. Okay, this could be really anything. Let's get some others that we can get different shapes for. Or, oh, that one follows that shape really well. But we have this whole extra strand here. By the way, practicing with the gyro cut will make it easier to cut through the PET tapes and things like that without problems, because it's harder to cut through than washi tape, but if you cut through as hard as you do on the paper, you will cut through the paper too. Okay, I feel like this one is gonna fit nicely. It's not quite all the way down to the bottom there, but I'm not sure that that matters. Just looking at the stickers that we have and trying to figure them out. There. That fits nicely. Okay, so what we're gonna do is use this one sticker in a few places to make sure we're using up as much of the sticker as possible and filling those gaps. So there's like half of it. And then I'm gonna put it like that. And I am gonna trim off the little stem, if I can cut through it. And then we will trim this. We have a lot to trim though, so we'll just leave that for now. All right, and then lastly, I think we'll have 2 stickers left from these florals. I have these little bits, so I'll put one little bit there and one little bit here. So now the question is, can I get something right there and right there? Okay, we are going to put a random little floral sitting in the middle of nowhere on one of them. If I can pick it up. Okay, here we go. And just have it like that, just to fill that gap. This one, just those kind of leaves, which kind of look like that leaf, just bigger. So can I add this to it? Make it like part of it? Yes, I can. Okay. There we go. Now let's trim all these little stems. That looks so cool. All right, so a few pieces to trim off on these, and it's only a couple, so I'm gonna use the scissors. If there was more, I would have used the gyro cut there, but that is good. And then these. Okay, now we have the frame of our spread with all our Slanted Dutch doors. Okay. So there we go. That's what that looks like. With the Slanted Dutch doors, I do like to have decorations here. So I'm wondering how that would look. It's a little bit too much going on, I think. So I don't think we're gonna do that, but let's figure something out. We have all these things still, so we could decorate some more. Okay. So we are gonna decorate some more, but we're gonna do it in a way we are gonna have not everything filled in here because we just can't do that. But we are gonna get in like a collage, and you can kind of have it go like this, but it may not go all the way over just because we have so much space to fill. But again, Kim said she likes decorations. She likes filling it all up because she needs those 3 boxes, and that's all. So maybe we will make a nice big collage right here. And I'm trying to get in some of the things that we weren't able to use in our Dutch doors because there weren't stickers for it. So we need something here, something there, probably something right there for balance. See, we haven't done a pig, so I think the pig would look really nice right here. Let's get a chicken in too. And she likes the baby animals, so let's go ahead and get a couple more of the little baby animals in. Don't want to lose its face, so I'm not going to put it right to the edge. That one, something little right there. Oh, we haven't put a cat in. What if we have just the edge of the cat? Then if we've done that, I feel like we need just like filling that area. So we do have a nice little collage going. I actually really like how that looks with this. Because as always, I like making it so you don't have like writing on the parts of the Dutch door, and the back and the front are kind of part of the Dutch door. So okay, we can put like one last thing right there, so we can get one more of these like that. Okay, that looks great. Perfect. Okay, so then we could put in just a line, but let's wait on that. Let's see. Okay, so from the front, do we want to do the alternating collage of bunnies and ducks so that we bring more of these guys in? I think that would be good because I feel like we didn't get the full display of the bunnies because they are so cute. Okay, so how far is this going? We'll put this one like here so I know kind of where we need to be. The little sleeping bunny, oh my god, adorable. Okay, so that's kind of like where our whole thing needs to be going. And we'll trim things in a minute. Of course, we will need to get some eggs in here as well. Maybe one more egg up here. And then duck. And then I think it does need like an egg coming off the edge because I do like when stickers come off the edge in the collages. I think it like pulls things together more. Then maybe some duck feet right up there. Not a whole duck, just some duck feet. Okay, so then my question is, do we put like just a line down the page with the washi tape, or do I make like a little framed section like that? I think that could look really cool. So let's go ahead and I would do the pink over here and the blue on the back side so that we're using these tapes more. So let's just try it. These tapes do peel up really easily, more so than the whiteboard tape. So let's just try it and see what we think. And then of course, if Kim really does want some more usable space, she said she just needs those 3 boxes on each page. But if she does need some more usable space, she can always put some more boxes over some of the decorations. And that forms a really cool like collage style too, where it's still functional. Okay. I think this is gonna look really cool, but let's find out. All right, here we go. What do you guys think? I really like that. Okay, let's do the blue on the back and then see how we're doing before we put in some boxes. Okay. So when I'm doing this, I like to make it look kind of like a picture frame. You could trim it any way you want, but by doing the angled corners here, if I can keep my washi tape from moving, then it looks kind of like a picture frame, and I think it looks really cool. But of course, you can cut it any way you want if you're making boxes out of washi. Okay. Here we are. Boxes. Okay, so this is spring boxes from Mojo Jojo Plans. We've got the pink and the blue. We've got a light purple. But I'm wondering if we have a lot of color on the page. We have a lot of neutrals on the page too. I'm wondering if just black boxes might be a safer choice for this. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So we are gonna go ahead. She said 3 boxes per page, a larger one. So we're gonna, as many as we can, we're gonna do the large box. I wonder how big that is. Okay. Actually, this will fit in there. As many pages as we can, we're gonna put in the large box, because I don't know how long the Bible verse is that she wants to write down. So we'll do a large box. And then she said a smaller box to be able to write down where it's from. And as always, I like to layer things, but I don't want to layer so much that it takes away usefulness. So it's going to be very lightly layered. And then she said a small box for the date. So we'll use these ones for that today. And that's all she needs per page. So we will put a nice big sticker in here for some deco as well. But let's see if we can do that many boxes on each page. And now that I look at it, okay, pause, guys. I love the Mojo Jojo Plan stickers because they peel up so nicely. Okay, I'm picking it all up because the big box is going to go down here and I want balance. So this one's going to go on the top. And as always in my creative journal, I personally do not care where the date box goes. It doesn't need to be right at the top. So hopefully Kim's okay with it there. All right, so we're going to go through and put down the big box because that'll be fastest for doing this. We're going to put down one lined and one unlined box on all these pages, and then we're going to get in the medium and small box as well. And it is nicely organized with having a large one up top and a large one down at the bottom on each page. I always like that balance, like splitting things up side to side, top to bottom, left to right, you know, all of that. This is looking so cool. It's always a challenge doing the patron spreads because they have very specific needs or things that they're doing with their journals, and it is a great like little itch to scratch in my brain of figuring out the puzzle of what they want out of their journal. It's really fun. Okay, so on these pages I'm going to use smaller boxes, but by the end I might use the classic sized boxes just because we have a little extra space. Okay, so this is gonna fit nicely here. All right, I just think it looks really good filling in this gap. Yeah, okay, but that was not straight at all. That was also not straight. Sometimes it's easier to line things up if you turn things sideways, so you can line it up better. All right. There we go. We'll change that one up and go down here. A little bit different. Okay, we'll do the same thing here, just so it's not the only one. Okay. And I forgot to go to bigger ones, but we are going to put a bigger one right here. Just 'cause. Okay, now going to this size. Will that fit? That'll fit like this. Sideways date. I've been doing that lately in my personal journal, and it's really fun. So Kim, I hope you like that, because I've been enjoying it. All right, so we have that. Now, this is where we have a little bit less space over here. So I might put it up here for that reason. Same with these. And you could put it like this, but I just love the offset look. And that's why I'm putting it a smidgen in. And I'll do the same on these. Okay. And then this one. Now we have all the boxes that she requested. So every page has 3, one for the date, one for where the verse is from, and one for the actual Bible verse. Okay, so with that, let's just see if there's any other tiny pieces to just put in, because she said she likes a lot of decoration, right? So like down here, because we have all of these here, what about putting in some of the farm animals instead, so that we just pull things together a little bit more. So we'll just do a chicken and a cow here. And then here, what if we do just the little duck? And that's it. And then here, I was gonna do the sheep, but it's like almost the same thing. So let's actually just do that. That looks fun. Okay, then this little sheep can go over here. And that's it. been thinking through all these things. We have the people over here. What if we get some people in these spreads? Like this girl, we want her over here. She can be next to the bunny. It kind of pulls the scene together. That's really cute. And then we can't see much of the boy, so we'll put him here. Get the little lamb and the little ducky. Okay, now we should bring in more of these guys. So this little bunny is made for this spot. And I wonder about just putting this one right inside. I hope it doesn't take up too much space, but it's kind of like perched on the line here. I think that looks pretty good. Okay. Before anything else, we're gonna put this bunny here. Just had an idea. What if the bunny's holding an egg? Or leaning on the egg? That's pretty cute. Okay, and then right here, we'll get in a chicken, and we have our little duck. All right, so that kind of fills that gap. Okay, so that's a lot of decoration and all the spaces that Kim needs for what she said she'd like to get out of this notebook. All right, so here is the finished spread. Again, I used Plannything for all the stickers. This tape is from my own shop. This one I think was from Daily Grind Planner. But just wait, I have some stuff coming to my shop. Not the same, but very similar. And then this was whiteboard tape. Then this is from Mojo Jojo Plans. So this is the final result of these slanted Dutch doors with baby animals and flowers. All right, I hope you guys love this. Kim, I hope you love this. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.